Hey there, welcome to Hiker Homily number 56. And as you can see, I'm out getting some morning miles in because tonight we are expecting yet another storm to roll through. It's already given the Sierras plenty of snow. We're going to get plenty more, it looks like. I wanted to get out here and get some miles in because I am now within a couple of days, just less than a month before I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail. And so unfortunately the early March start means that the month before, when I really wanted to get more training in and hill training and stuff, is this area's rainy season. This is usually when we get most of our rain, is January, February. So I got to get in the miles when I can, and sometimes when it rains I still get out there just because, hey, when I'm on the trail, that's what's going to happen too, right? And I got some rain gear I got to try out. So I do that sometimes, but for the most part I try and get out here before the storms get going, like I'm doing this morning. So Hiker Homily number 56 is going to be about trail etiquette and hiker etiquette. And that is tied to some of the stuff I've talked about before, which is just basically getting over yourself and not being entitled. And we seem to have that issue in parts of the hiker community. For the most part, again, when I'm out there on the trail, most of the people I meet on the trail are freaking amazing folks. They're just great. They're just out there having a good time, and you know, they're not dumb about things, and they respect nature and respect the other folks around them. But especially online, you see some people out there who just kind of have this attitude of nothing should stop them from anything, and they should be able to do whatever the hell they want, wherever the hell they want, and heck with everybody else. Now, I hope that's just how they are online, and they're just talking crap because they know they can, because it's the internet and nobody can reach them, right? They think so anyway. But if they're really like that out on the trail, they're the kind of person I would just not want to meet just because they're a-holes. I'm going to put it bluntly, because that's how I am. I'm a blunt person. Just the way they act is ridiculous. Let's put it that way. But enough about those kind of folks. Having proper hiker etiquette basically means you're using common sense, respect for others and for the surroundings you're in, and just, you know, basic logic, which unfortunately, common sense, logic, stuff like that, seems to be a rare trait that is showing up nowadays in some parts of society. But I hope that the hiker community is an exception to that, because you kind of need it. Because a lot of things, like some of the basic stuff, like if two hikers are meeting each other on a thin trail and there's just barely enough room to move over to let one pass, they can't just both kind of pass but keep moving, and it's on a slope, then the hiker going downhill is supposed to be the one who pulls aside, makes room for the one going uphill. The logic being, the person going uphill, it takes more energy and more work to get your momentum back up. So if you stop and step aside, let that person pass safely, getting back on the uphill and getting that momentum back up, you know, if you've got a good stride going, you're going to make it to the top of the hill. To have to suddenly stop like that, that's a problem. We're going downhill, it's much easier to get that stride back and cruise downhill. Now, that's not saying that going downhill isn't work on the knees and stuff like that. They're just talking about basic common sense and momentum, and so that's how it's supposed to work. And most of the time I see it work that way. So just stuff like that. It's just real basic. It's not really difficult. You know, when you're camping, make sure you use your restroom facilities far away from the camp. Do not wash your socks upstream from where everyone in the camp is getting their water. Just stuff like that you just, you know, when you say them, well, duh, that makes sense. But unfortunately, there are folks out there who, they either don't care or they are stuck on stupid, and they just get it. They just don't. They don't look around and even think about it. They're just like, there's a stream. I'm going to wash my socks and myself in it, and things like that. And yeah, if you're filtering water, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But still, it's just the respect thing. You know what I mean? And that's really what it boils down to, is respectfulness and not being entitled. And that can work for thru hiking as well. Thru hikers, it's amazing what they do, especially considering the fact that I'm in the middle of planning for a long thru hike right now. It's a lot of work and things like that, but I got to tell you, being a thru hiker entitles you to exactly nothing. It just doesn't. Is what they do incredible? Do I respect a lot of the thru hikers I've watched do the large trails, and some of the ones I've seen Triple Crown, all 3 of the big American trails, they've done them? Absolutely. That's fantastic. They've earned my respect. But literally, are they entitled to certain privileges and stuff? No, they are not. Because they have chosen this hobby, and they've chosen either this way of life or doing things like that. And that's great, that's awesome. But that doesn't mean that they get to ignore certain trail rules, or they should just be able to take advantage of this trail angel or that trail angel. Because we have reports of stuff that went on some of the bigger trails last year, like the PCT and things, where, a certain community building or church or something allows thru hikers to sleep behind the church. And then the thru hikers turn it into a trash dump and a laundry hamper. They just hang their laundry all over everything, make everything look ridiculous, and throw trash around and just stuff like that. We actually have reports of that going on in some of the stops, some of these towns. Well, that's a great way to get rid of trail angels. I'm telling you right now. The trail angels do not owe you anything, because I've also seen some hikers get pissed off that they get to a stop and like, there's only 1 bottle of water left here. You think they'd bring enough for everybody on the trail? Well, that's a ridiculous attitude, but I've seen it. It's silly, because they don't have to bring any water whatsoever. The fact that they brought any water out there to the trail was what a trail angel does. That's how it works. They're trying to help who they can within their means. And so you can't piss and moan that you didn't get something because you weren't there in time, or there wasn't quote unquote enough. They bring what they can bring, and whoever gets it and gets helped. And the ones who don't, you move on. You are not entitled to get anything from that trail angel, and that trail angel didn't have to bring a single drop of water, and yet they got out there with 5 gallons of water, or a case of water bottles and things like that. And so, they're doing something they didn't have to do whatsoever. And so you're not entitled to any of that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, the attitude that some folks have and have expressed about that kind of stuff. I've seen it online. People express, for the trail angel who's doing this, do you think maybe next time you could bring blah, blah, blah? Don't do that. The trail angels are going to bring what they're going to bring, and you be thankful for it. And if it's something you don't want, then don't take it. Let somebody else take it. Don't piss and moan that it wasn't something you don't want, because they didn't have to bring a damn thing, but they did. So get over it. And that's the kind of entitlement and kind of issues I'm talking about as far as trail etiquette goes. Trail etiquette is just common sense stuff. Don't bother other campers. A lot of it has tied to, if you look at the leave no trace stuff, a lot of it is leave no trace. And then you get some people out there who groan, the leave no trace stuff, I don't follow that, fuck that. Okay, then don't. But that still doesn't mean that you don't have to be common sense and respectful to the other people you're out there with. If you walk up to a campsite, a wild campsite, and 2 or 3 other people are there, or even if you're the first one and then a couple other people arrive, that does not entitle you to blare your music from your phone whenever you feel like it, or talk loud and just generally be a jerk. It's not required and not needed. And again, that's trail etiquette. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for logic, common sense, respect for others, therefore respect for yourself. So that's my rant for this time on hiker homily. Because it's a concern out there, because a lot of the folks who do the trail angeling and help out hikers and things like that, they do it out of the goodness of their hearts, and a great majority of them do it on their own dime. Some of them will accept donations and stuff, but most of them but they don't make any profit off of that. They put that money right back into what they want to do next time on the trail, or recoups what they've already spent to do what they've done. The water they buy, food, gas money to get out to these remote places to do the trail angeling. So they're not making money off of that, and quite a few of them don't even take donations, and so it's literally from their pocket that they are doing these things for hikers. And so to be doing that out of their own pocket and then have hikers piss and moan about things because it wasn't the right kind of candy bar, or do you have any of these kind of sodas, or how come most of the water's already gone? Well, I've been here all day long and hikers have been streaming through, that's why the water, oh well, you should have brought more. That kind of stuff, that's ridiculous, and that's exactly how trail angels decide, you know what, I ain't doing it anymore for these ungrateful SOBs. So, and like with most of these things that I've learned, my experience in life, it's the small majority, or small minority in a group. It is. You have 100 hikers, there's maybe 7 of them that'll be a-holes like that. But because they're such huge a-holes, they're the ones the trail angels are going to remember. They're not going to remember a guy like me who gives them a quiet thank you so much, tries to give them a little bit of a donation, and if they take it, fine. If they don't, oh no, thank you so much, and then I move on the trail. They're going to remember the guy who pissed and moaned about not having the right thing, and you guys are jerks for not having enough water for me, and things like that, because that's what's going to stick in your mind is the people who get in your face. And that's going to taint the whole experience for them, and eventually they get that enough, they're not going to want to do it anymore, so they won't do it anymore. So that's our problem right there, is entitlement and such that kind of cuts into trail etiquette. So basically the message is follow trail etiquette. Be smart, follow the rules of the trail, understand that sometimes areas are closed for reasons. So follow those rules. Don't piss off the rangers and stuff, who it's their job to try and make sure areas are cleared out and things like that. Don't piss on and piss off the trail angels who do things out of their own pocketbook and out of the good of their own heart, just because they didn't, completely customize their trail angeling for your specific needs. Just get over that kind of thing. And there's folks out there who just need that message. Those of you who don't need the message, awesome. I'm with you. You're my kind of hiker. Hope to see you on the trail. And that's about it for Hiker Homily number 56. And I am 3 or 4 weeks away from hopping on a plane to San Diego, seeing my good buddy Jesse. Hi, Jess. I really appreciate. We're just talking about trail angel. Jesse and his mom are my personal trail angels. I've known them for a long time, and they're awesome folks. And they've told me they're going to do some stuff for me. And just getting me at the airport and getting me to the trail head is just amazing. Just that alone. So thanks so much, Jess. Looking forward to seeing you again. It's been too long. And other than that, that's Hiker Homily 56. We will see you. But first, as always, thanks for watching. And if you have any comments, you can get a hold of me the usual places, and I'll put that up on the screen. But other than that, we will see you next time.